Hello guys, and welcome back to another video in the shed on this little blue ZX engine, because that's basically what I'm doing in this video. I'm going to be doing some more work on the little blue engine, quite literally blue engine if you've been following what I've been up to, because it is blue and silver. And well, what we've got to do today, well, I've been meticulously cleaning a fair few parts for this over the weekend, and we're going to put some of those nicely cleaned parts on. I've done like literally 2 parts off camera, and I'll show you that in a minute. Plan of action today is to put the inlet manifold and the exhaust on, and then just see where we go as far as time for anything else, because I've got to nip out and do a few things today, and let's just say life's got back on track and I'm a bit of a busy boy again, as I used to always be. I hope the sound is coming through clear, and I won't be able to tell that until editing, as I am using a brand new wireless microphone setup, which I've done some research for, watched a couple of YouTube videos in regards to it to see how good it is, and it's known as a Fun wireless lapel microphone. As you can see, it's just here, and hopefully you can hear me quite well. So anyway, enough about boring tech stuff, let's get on to doing some engine stuff. I have already put this oil sensor on and put a new copper crush washer in there. I've completely cleaned up the oil cooler and put that on. Basically all you do is you put it into its location and screw this threaded beam straight through. I'll see if I can show you. Here we are. In the box of tricks, I've got this bar here, and what that does is it literally screws straight through the middle, just like so, into the thread at the back. And then there's a rubber seal on there, which I've also replaced as well, with a nice new rubber seal out of the gasket kit. This gasket kit I keep going on about is absolutely fantastic. I've got every single gasket up until the point of where I now want to do today's YouTube video with the exhaust, and I'll show you that in a second. This is the bracket for the alternator that goes on there. The power steering pump goes on there, but we do need to do the, like I say, the inlet manifold and the exhaust gasket. So around here, actually, let me just rotate the engine over and I'll show you better. But now the engine is leaning over to the side. The joys of having an engine stand works wonders. Now we've got all this all cleaned up, like I said, with the inlet port there, another 2 inlet ports there, and another inlet port there. We've put some of the studs in. I've got to get some other studs sorted because I've actually misplaced some, so we've got to replace them. Now when I said about the gasket kit being fantastic, it's a generic head gasket kit for this engine. Now what that means is it's a generic head gasket kit, and it comes with this metal gasket, which was together somewhat like that as one. It was together as one piece. And that's fine. That means I can put my inlet manifold on, lovely jubbly, and I can put my exhaust manifold on. But wait a minute, that's not my exhaust manifold. That is the exhaust manifold off my spare parts engine. So that is not the one off my car, because this has got EGR valve on it and my car doesn't have EGR. And because my car doesn't have EGR, I don't want to put one on, because let's just say I'm not worried about EGR valve. That is my exhaust gasket, exhaust manifold, sorry. Get your words right, Harrison. And the problem is, as much as that will fit like so, if you look carefully, it's got gaps and all sorts. So what I've decided to do is I actually decided to cut this up, because that's an exhaust manifold bit, that one there is an exhaust manifold bit, which means these 3 bits will work perfectly fine for my inlet manifold, because it comes with that one piece, and it also comes with, these are the old ones, I don't know where the new ones are over there. It comes with 2 of these as well. I am going to reuse the old exhaust manifold gaskets, and the only reason for that purpose is because where I said about wanting to paint that, and the paint needing to be baked on, it just saves me money to reuse the old exhaust manifold gaskets for now, and then when I do take that off in a month's time, or however long it takes to get this car MOT'd, when I do take that off, I can paint that and then put it back on with 2 brand new gaskets, which is effectively, they're only going to be like a couple of quid, but it still saves me money. Why waste money when I don't need to. So my plan of action is use the old exhaust gaskets and then use the new ones that come with the gasket kit when I decide to paint the exhaust, which won't be long after the car's back on the road. We've also got this gasket, which goes with this little water tube thing that goes splits the pipes, and that goes into just on behind the water pump just there. So that's going to be fitted today. We've got a metal pipe that will go around the back for water as well, and we would have 2 pipes come off of there for the heater matrix, but I'm not going to install them just yet because they're not needed until it's going back in the car. So basically we're going to use these 3 bits to put the inlet manifold on. We're going to use these old gaskets to put the exhaust manifold on. I think we need to get started, don't we? As you can see, suddenly out of nowhere, guys, we've ended up with this black pipe on here. Well, that attaches with one 13mm bolt there, a 13mm bolt just there, and then we've got a 13mm bolt just round the side here. And that's that. I just thought I'd pop that on before thingy. We're going to put this on first, which literally has just got a clamp just there, which clamps a little bit of straight pipe on, and it's going to have a clamp on there as well. So what we need to do is, I've already got the clamp attached to my needle nose vice grips. That can now just sit over there like so, and we'll just wiggle this into place like that. Now that is sitting nice and snug against there, and then we just literally release the clamp, and then that is nice and snug on there. We do still have to put a gasket, behind that, but that's absolutely fine because the gasket will be able to just neatly tuck behind there like so. And then we've got another couple of 13mm bolts that go in this top and bottom hole here. The reason I'm doing this first is because I'm thinking you might not be able to see it very well once the inlet and exhaust manifold is on. So it's a case of put these on first so you can see this is done, and then I'll get on with the inlet and exhaust manifold afterwards. And the pipe that goes on there is one of the 2 that go to the heater matrix, so that won't be going on until it goes in the car. This is a large pipe that comes around the front and goes to the radiator, so again that won't be going on until it's going in the car, because I've got a fair distance to go with this engine as far as getting it from the back of my house to the front of my house, and that's normally quite a nightmare job to do that. And obviously being all nicely painted, I want to try and keep it as neat and tidy as possible, so the least I can have on it that's hanging off, the better. So obviously this pipe is on because it's secure, that pipe's on because it'd be an absolute nightmare to put that bit of pipe on if I don't put it on at the same time as putting these bits on, and that can go on as well with so basically exhaust manifold can go on there just like so, and we are missing a bolt, but that's fine. I've got, what it is the nut stayed stuck on the stud, so I just took it out like so, and I've seen an issue already, so that can go round like so. Lovely, that's no longer hitting against there, so that's not going to be in the way of anything. And just like that, guys, that's now completely finished, and well, not the exhaust manifold is completely finished, let's put it that way. Right, so now onto the inlet manifold. This hasn't been painted. Again, it's right near the exhaust, so when I do paint this, it's going to use the same paint as what the exhaust manifold is getting, because right near the exhaust is really going to get quite hot. So it's a case of I'm going to do this at the same time as I do the exhaust, and I'll buy new inlet manifold gaskets, but they'll be the correct ones, not ones I've cut up to fit temporarily. That's another reason why I wasn't worried about cutting these, because I am going to try and source the correct ones, because there is another set of gaskets in here actually, but my ports on my head are round and they're square, so that they fit the holes perfectly, but the manifold is, well, look, you can see that clearly straight away on the camera. Look, just bring that in, there's gaps around it and all sorts, so I can't use them. So that's why I chose to cut the gaskets and just go with that and get the proper gaskets for the exhaust manifold, using the old ones temporarily so I don't have to buy new ones when I come to painting it. And I'll just buy the correct new inlet manifold gaskets when it comes to taking this off to be painted. But for now guys, this can go back on. Like I said, I just want to get this car on the road, MOT'd, and then we can worry about, it can be a long-standing project anyway, so I'm not too bothered. And we'll just put some 13mm nuts on there as well. Lovely, job done. Let's stand the engine back up. So guys, I'm going to leave this video here and call this one done for now. I apologise if I didn't explain as in depth as I normally do. I've got to try and just get this video knocked out as quick as possible because I've got a good nip out in a little while and do a few bits. Like I said at the start of the video, life gets back on track and busy me has to be busy me again. But hopefully you can see how to do what needed to be done over the footage. And also it's pretty much just either 13mm bolts, 13mm nuts or studs and nuts. And like I said, I will be changing the inlet manifold for the correct one, but that won't be done until after the vehicle's on the road and MOT'd. And I will be replacing the old exhaust gaskets with brand new exhaust gaskets. Same principle applies, that will be after the vehicle's been MOT'd and on the road. Purely and simply because the paint I want to use to paint those two parts needs to be baked on, and I'm sure my mum will not be happy with me using either one of the ovens for our double range cooker. So she would not be happy with me cooking any engine parts in there, and I don't think I would be happy with cooking engine parts in there personally either, because it's a nice cooker, I don't want to ruin it. So the best way I thought about cooking this paint on is literally by driving the car for an hour or so, and I can't do that until it's legally on the road. So that is going to have to hold on for now. I want to just get it on the road and make sure it works and make sure I haven't ballsed anything up, quite literally. It's the most in-depth I've ever been with an engine, to be fair. So I'm still learning, and hopefully you guys are as well by watching my videos. But for now guys, I will say bye for now. If you want to see what I get up to outside of YouTube and also daily sneak previews for the YouTube content, you can follow me on Instagram, that's the ZX Guy. Just before I do go though, there'll be another amazing video of mine just up in this top corner, and I will put the subscribe icon just below it. Please consider subscribing as it helps the channel grow. Take care guys, bye for now.